what the powerful presenter said at yesterday's conference? It has to be sticky. One of the most important secrets to making your presentation sticky will be revealed today. Tom Hobbs, the man in the hat, has been mentored by amazing professionals, and he is giving some of his experiences. You will take away 3 points to make you sticky. It's possible to have 87% more retention of a story by using today's secret. From Michael Grinder, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Sarah Singer, Nori, the trainer who trains the trainer, and Chip and Dan Heath, authors of the book Made to Stick, Why Some Ideas Survive and Others Die. The man in the hat with a secret for us today, Tom Hobbs.
And itsy bitsy spider crawled up the water spout. The rain came down and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. So the itsy bitsy spider crawled up the spout again. At least that's the way I remember it from first grade, kindergarten. Mrs. Ickes, my teacher. And that's been a long time ago. But why can I recall that? Why is it so sticky? Well, I'm going to share it. The one most powerful secret of making something so sticky to last like 45 years. At least in my example, in my world. So for speakers, trainers, and even storytellers like we have in this room, this is the same secret and key. Now, of course, I got a picture of one of my favorite mentors, Santa Claus. And, you know, he's making you think. Oh, he's doing something there. Oh, yes. We'll get back to him in a little bit. Now, speakers should be good storytellers. Because good storytellers is how you make a long-term connection. Now, good storytellers should also be good speakers so that we have good structure. Lack of confusion. I don't care how good your story is, if your audience is confused because your structure is kind of everywhere, you don't stay connected. Just that connection, that lack of clarity. Now, my bold claim, you heard Joan mention it, 87% longer, you can have greater retention of a story by just including the one thing. The thing we're going to share today and talk a little bit more about. It's actually, it's item 38, enhance your stories in the speaker's toolbox. It's powerful. Now, magicians are known for what? Sleight of hand, right? Well, speakers, storytellers, presenters, we should have sleight of the hand as well. Because we know the power of the hand is the connection. The power of the hand is the connection. Now, hands enhance or can confuse any presentation or story. So if we're describing, that giant of a giraffe, confused. But if we describe that giraffe, it becomes very clear in our minds. The power of the sleight of hand. Now if we talk about that giant mouse, we can see that giant mouse. Because we started out as a mouse. But it was a giant mouse. However, now there's different powerful ways and reasons you should have hands used in a presentation or story. Got a marker, okay? Well, first one, the most powerful thing. First one. Okay, color markers. Colors are good to have. Colors are good. Is you should have purpose of hands, and my spelling is my spelling. I can spell any word 7 or 8 different ways. Characters, action. Action. Action of a character in your story. So, Red Riding Hood is going somewhere. Describe, and your motion should match where she's going. You should have a little walk or something that indicates or where she's going to. Matches the character and their actions. Should be pretty simple, but often we describe Red Riding Hood down the street. And while we're done, we're walking around like this. No, she's going somewhere. Be purposeful. So that's the first area that you should have your hands engaged, is to match characters and their actions. The second, most common and needed place, is to show a character's personality. Personality. Yeah, T something, something, something. Personality. My personality is I'm a little aloof when I write. So personality, credibility, and approachability. Credibility. A president should be credible. A king should be credible. They should state and make purposeful gestures. Now, in a court with a king, the gesture, he should be a little bit everywhere, and his hands should match that. He's not going to say, he should have credibility, approachability by his actions. The king, purposeful. Credibility comes in. So, let them support the personality. Let your hands support the personality. Well, remember we back to Itsy Bitsy Spider, how my hands did all those things? My voice probably got a little light and squeaky, because that's the way I remembered it. It stuck with me. It matched me back then. The third. If you're speaking or presenting, you're the one in front of the room, you're the master of ceremonies, you're the one in charge, give directions. It's another reason to give hand directions. Let's write this one. Directions. Or directions. On an airplane, right? The flight attendant, please follow the directions. There are 2 exit doors and 2 exit windows. Purposeful directions for your safety. Give those directions. Good use of hands and hands. Now here's another trick. Something, not a trick, but something to be aware of. Mitch and I have both traveled many places. Hands can be intimidating. A finger can be one of the worst things you can do. To point a direction, that's marvelous. To point at a person, to point at a person, that can be life-threatening in some cultures. Not only losing your hand or your finger, your life potentially. But if you have 2 characters, and the 2 characters in the story, they can point at each other. That's separate. So be mindful of who your audience is. Alright. The big takeaway to take home with you, the 3 steps, the powerful steps, 3 steps. Yes, I'm a man in a hat, so we gotta use, I prefer to use HAT for almost any and everything I do. It works out. First thing, you want to build a good habit of using the hand. Now, Michael Brander, as we mentioned, when that hand's out there, we all know. I'm going to go back to that habit. As long as I put that hand there, we're talking about the habit. As soon as I break it, boom, we go to something else. So, habit. Have a good habit of using hands appropriately. And I say appropriately, not necessarily a New York Italian where you're talking all crazy, but appropriately to match what you're doing. Second one, be accurate. Even in my misspelling, accurate. So if you're describing a giraffe, be accurate. If you're describing a giant mouse, be accurate. Don't mix them up like the giant giraffe. Be mindful of what your hands are supporting. The third. This is a challenge. It's a challenge. You need to be tall. Tall for a T. Tall. I mean, be big enough with your hands so your audience can appropriately see them. Some audiences are larger than others. Be big enough. If it's right here in front of you, people in the back do not see a silhouette. If the hand's out here, away from your body, you have that chance. Well, be aware, in the future, this workshop will be expanded. You can come to the workshop on the use of hands, presentation, that's secret. Imagine the sleight of the hand. So what I suggest to you, always wear